Welcome back, it's Natalie Bardo here. This is part 2 of setting up your theme's homepage using the documentation for your theme. So you've added your new theme, you've activated it, you've gone ahead and also added all the recommended plugins, you've loaded the demo content. Now, how do you go from what your site looks like now to looking exactly like the demo website? Because as I mentioned before, we're not trying to recreate your website from scratch. We're going to work from the demo and then make these small changes to make it your own. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at our theme documentation. So we've already added all of the recommended plugins and we've imported our demo content. The next thing it says is site name, logo, and favicon. So when you're setting up your theme, you just want to go through the documentation step by step. Even if it seems boring and you want to maybe skip ahead to creating pricing tables or whatever feature your theme has. But going through the setup step by step by step is a way for you to understand just how the different components of your theme works. And then you're able to customize it. So we're just going to go step by step. First step is site name. So here we're just going to read the instructions. I'm only going to go through a few steps with you, and then I believe that you can do this on your own. So it says to change your site name in the header, navigate to appearance, customize site title and tag. So we're going to head back into our WordPress backend. And here, I'll open this up for you. So it's appearance. And it says appearance, customize. And over here, this is basically where we're going to be working for the setup. So it's saying appearance, customize, site title, and tagline. So that's actually incorrect, but we see from here it's site identity. So in this, this is where we can change our site name. So I'll see testing 1, 2. Right, and you see that it changes. So your blog name here, and then you could add your blog's tagline here. Okay, and the next thing it says to add your logo to the design, navigate to appearance, header, and header image. So we can go back to get back to this menu, and here it says header image. This is where we would upload an image that is of these correct dimensions, and it would add a logo to the header. But I don't want a logo, so I'm not going to do that. And a favicon, in case you don't know, is what shows up here. So right now we don't have a favicon, so that's why it's just a document. And over here we'll see that this G is like for Genesis, so that's their favicon for this site, the sample site. So if we wanted to add a favicon, we would follow the instructions as it says. To add your own favicon, go to appearance, header, site identity. So where we just were, and we would upload it here. And here are the sizes. It's supposed to be 112 pixels wide and tall, and then we would hit select. So that's the first one. And let's go back and move on to the next one. So we're going to go to home page overview. And if we read the documentation, where it says that our home page is broken up into 7 widgetized areas. So if we go to widgets, these are the 7 areas. And the first, it says to replace the existing background images, go to dashboard, appearance, customize. So we're already in here, so we can skip that part. So here we see these are the 3 images. And if we look at our demo site, it's showing us the 3 images. So here, for some reason, it has this image instead of the cake, and then this image instead of this image at the bottom. But these are the 7 areas. So the 7 areas, I'm just going to explain to you what they are. So if we go to widgets, primary sidebar, which we don't have on this page, but front page 1 is here, front page 2 is here, this is front page 3, front page 4,
front page 5, and then this down here, the contact form, is the footer. So let's go back to the documentation. So if I want to change or set up these front page images, like it says, we're going to go to front page images. If I want to change this, I hit change image, and I'm going to, actually no, I can select a file that I have or go to my media library where I have all the images loaded. So I'm going to select this image, and there we go. And then that's the second one. And I'm actually just going to change this third one to this image that comes with the theme, which is right here. And I'm going to hit choose image. So you'll notice that nothing has changed with my homepage because this is our preview window. In order for these images to show up, the 3 we just showed, we need to add content of these areas. So right now, this first image is showing up. Like if we look at our demo site, the images show up. So this is 1, but for some, 1 will not show up until we've added content on front page, which would be this here, these words, turn your dreams into plans, the image won't show up. So that's why when you add those images, you don't see anything as yet. So we just need to keep going with our documentation and see what the next step is. So I'm just going to go back 1 page and on to the next one, adding a logo. I'm going to skip that because we're not adding a logo right now. So front page 1, it's telling me to go back to those widgetized areas, which is down here, and front page 1. And it's saying insert the following text tab of the text widget. So we're going to add a widget, and these are the different widgets we can use, and we're looking for text. So here it is. We just click text and it adds it. And now you see, since we've added a widget to front page 1, the image shows up. So the great thing about this documentation is that they include the HTML for us, so we can just copy and paste it. And oops, see, this is a common mistake that you can make. It's asking me, did you paste HTML? And it's actually, yes, I did. So we're not actually pasting this into visual. We want to paste it into the text tab. So there we go. We've added that. So that's the first one. So now let's go back 1 page and move on to front page 2. And then same thing here. We're going to go back and we're going to move on to front page 2. And it's telling us once again to add a text widget. And we know from our mistake that we're going to do this in the text tab. So for some reason we can't copy and paste this one. So I'm just going to type it in. This is a Maya Angelou quote. So if we scroll down here, we'll see that our box is coming up. So it's a block quote. So I'm just going to copy word for word what is written, and there we go. So far we have 1 and 2. So we'll go back again and let's head back over here and let's do front page 3. Okay, so this is displaying. So front page 3, it's telling us to once again add a text widget. So we're going to be adding 3 coinciding text widgets. So let's add the widget again, text. Most of the front page setups that you will do is involves a text widget. So the first one is just going to be blank, and all we're going to write is get started. Right? There we go. We see it has get started here. Then we're going to add another widget. Same text. Next one, if we can copy and paste this. Let's copy, go to text and paste. All right, so this is showing us service 1, which is here. And we're gonna have to have, you see in the example, it's 1, 2, and 3. So let's add 2 more text widgets. Okay. And I'm just going to update this to say 3. This is 2, and this is 1. Right? So we got 3, 2, and 1. And the reason that it doesn't look like this is yet is because our theme is responsive. So it automatically adjusts to the size of our screen. It's assuming that the screen is on a tablet or a phone, and that's why when we go smaller, it shrinks, and when we go wider, everything gets spread out. So let's continue going. So what you would do is go through each and every step of this documentation. Just follow exactly what it says, and you will be able to go from what your site looks like in the beginning. Do you remember what our site just looked like not too long ago? To looking more and more exactly like what your theme looks like. The documentation is pretty clear and you're on your way. And then our next step is going to be adding our own images, changing the text to make sense for our website. And you can add your own quotes here because this is the site you're starting with, but we're just gonna make it your own. So once you are finished, remember, or if you have to go and then come back later, remember to always hit save and publish, or all these changes will not stick. And that's also a good thing to know, is that if you want to play around with your site, you can, play with the color, add some different images to the front page, and you can change it, but it won't stick unless you hit save. So that's how you implement your themes documentation and go from what your site looks like when you first add the demo to what you want it to look like.